everybody, welcome to day 9. Only 5 days to go of your 14-day Pilates challenge. Great job. Today we're going to focus on the legs and booty. So I'd like you to start off, feet hip distance apart, place your arms in front of you, long spine. Take a breath in. Let's think about lifting up out of our waist. Give me a pelvic tuck to start, breathing out, tuck your tailbone under, and then lower your vertebra, bone by bone. Try and let go through the quads, the hip flexors, and just be aware of how your spine feels at this time. Lower your head, and then bring your feet a little closer towards your buttocks. So you want your heels to be a comfortable distance from your butt. Your feet are hip distance apart, and let's just take a moment to tune into our posture. Your pelvis should be neutral. Pubic bone, hip bones on the same level, and you want that little pocket of air between that lower spine and the mat. Let's think about softening and closing the rib cage, pulling your shoulders away from your ears, feel the length in your spine. Let's take an inhale. You're going to roll your hips towards your ribs and push the lower back into the mat. So starting to connect to the abdominals here. Exhale, initiate your glutes, a little bit of resistance with those arms, and we're peeling up bone by bone. Coming all the way up onto the top of your back. Take a moment here. You want a long line from your underarm to your hip to your knee. Take a breath in, then exhale. Melt your sternum down and replace your vertebra bone by bone, making sure you don't leave any vertebra out, and then lengthen the tailbone away from your crown. Let's go again. Inhaling, push the lower back into the mat. Exhale, initiate the glutes to lift the hips, and we peel up bone by bone. Coming all the way up to the top of your back, soften and close your ribs at the top. Take an inhale here. Exhale, melt your sternum down and replace the vertebra, bone by bone. Making sure you feel that lower back onto the mat before you lengthen the tailbone away from your crown. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in, rolling the hips. Initiate the glutes to lift. Feel your hamstrings, feel your buttocks, and think about your knees. They're running on those tram tracks. Take a breath in, and then exhale, melt down slowly, bone by bone. Lower back touches, and then lengthen the tailbone away from your crown. Let's do 1 more here. Breathing in, rolling the hips. Exhale, initiate the glutes to lift. A little bit of resistance with those arms. Find that length at the top. Are your ribs closed? Take a breath in, and then exhale slowly, lower down, bone by bone. And then lengthen the tailbone away from the crown, finding your neutral. Beautiful. Let's just roll over onto your side. So I'd like you to lay down on your arm. You're going to reach your toes to the front corner of your mat and line your spine up with the back end of the mat. Check in here. You want your hips stacked, top hip on top of your bottom hip. Make sure you're not here. And very common is to roll into your butt cheek. Top hip stacked on top of that bottom hip, and make sure your big toes are level. That means your hips are probably in the right place. Then let's think about lifting that waistline. That's going to help you feel connected to your abs. And if you want more support, place your hand here, otherwise hands on your hip. Take a breath in. Let's lift the waistline. On the exhale, you're going to squeeze your buttocks and float your legs just off. Make sure you don't give me this. Hold. And then you're going to lower down. Just hovering, don't go all the way down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And again, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Try and relax through your shoulders. And we hover, making sure you keep that little pocket of air between that waistline and the mat. Breathing out and in. You've got 5 more here. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hover. Think about lengthening that top leg, zip up your inner thigh. Make sure you stay on top of that bottom hip. 3 more here. Breathing out and in. 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one, hold it up. You're going to lower your bottom leg. Keep your top leg hip height. And you're going to lift the bottom leg to the top leg and lower down. So here I want you to feel your inner thigh. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So if you're struggling to get your if you're struggling to get your bottom leg to the top leg, lower your top leg slightly. You want to keep it still though. 5 more. Breathing out. Make sure you've got that pocket of air and don't bend your bottom knee to get your leg up. Breathing out and in. Last 2 and lower. Last 1 and lower. Both legs together. If it's available, take your arm up right above your shoulder. Otherwise, keep it here. Little flutter kicks. We breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep nice and still. Zip up that inner thigh. And again. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3. Last 10. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both legs together. Hold and lower down. Lower your arm. Pick up your top leg and place it in front of you. Don't do this with your knee, because I find when you drop your knee, you let your top hip roll forward. So you want to pull that top hip back, and the foot is on the floor, knees lifted. Make sure this leg is relaxed. Be mindful that your hips are level, and let's lift that bottom waistline. Hand on the hip, flex the foot, bottom leg. We're going to lift up and lower down. So here we're targeting the inner thigh. Lift and lower. So again, make sure you're not bending your knee to get your leg up. And just relax your head and neck. 5 more and hover. 4 and lower. 3 more and 2. Last one, hold it up. I'd like you to extend your toes. We're going to circle the leg forward, up and around. Forward, up and around. So feel that inner thigh. Make sure your toes come all the way down to the floor. And when you're lifting that leg, don't bend your knee. 5, 4. Make sure you're lifting that waistline. 2. Last one. And relax. Beautiful. Bend your knees. Up you come. You're going to do all of that on the other side. So just swing around. Set yourself up. So you want to bring your toes to the front corner of the mat. Line your spine up with the back end of the mat. And make sure your big toes are together. And just let your head and neck relax. Fingers here if you need more support, or place them here. Let's make sure that top hip is on top of the bottom hip. And you have that little pocket of air between that waistline and the mat. Exhale, you're going to float the legs up. And you're going to hover down. Breathing out and in. So both legs are moving as one unit. Zip up that inner thigh. Squeeze your buttocks. And let's think about going a little longer with those legs. 5 more. Exhale and lower. Soften that jaw. 4 and lower. 3 more. Breathing out and in. Last one. Going to leave that top leg hip height. Bottom leg is going to reach for the top leg. And we hover. Zip up that inner thigh and lower. Breathing out and in. Make sure you're not rocking onto your butt cheek to get that leg up. Make sure you're not bending your knee to get your leg up. 5 more. 5 and lower. Feel your inner thigh and lower. 3 and lower. 2 more and lower. Last one. And both legs are hovering. If it's available, lift your arm up. Little flutter kicks. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it tight and small. Last 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it and lower down. Take your top leg, bring it over. Make sure when you land your foot, you haven't done this. Pull your hip back. Flex that bottom foot and let's lift that waistline. We lift the leg up and we hover down. Lifting up and down. Pull your toes up towards your shin and feel that inner thigh. 5 more. Relax your neck and shoulder. And 4 and lower. 3 more. Last 2. Last one, hold it here, extend your toes. We're going to circle forward and around. So make sure those circles are big. You want your toes to touch the floor as you circle around, but you want to keep your hips still. 5, inner thigh. 4, 3, 2. Let's reverse it, go the other way. As you start to fatigue, make sure you don't make your circles smaller. Keep them big. Lift that waistline. 5 more. 5, 4, navel up and in, breathe. Last one, and relax. Beautiful. Hand down, bend your knees, and up you come. Beautiful. Well done, guys. Just allow your soles of the feet to come together, knees fall out, and let's just release the spine by lowering the head, relax your shoulders, and breathe. So feel that openness through your hips, feel that stretch through inner thigh, and stay with your breath and slowly rebuild bone by bone. Beautiful. So I'd like you to come now onto all fours. Spread your fingertips. Shoulders above your wrist, knees underneath your hips, and you want a long spine. So I'd like you to tuck your toes, and you're going to hover your knees just off the mat. Make sure you're not lifting up too high, just floating. You're going to take your, let's do the right leg first. Take it out, bring it in, and 9, bring it in, and 8. Everything stays square, shoulders and hips. Breathe. 5 more, and 4, and 3. Last 2, elbows are soft. Last 1, knees are hovering, change legs, left, out, and bring it in. Your arms are straight, but your elbow joint is soft. Your hips and shoulders are facing the mat. 5 more, 4, breathe. 3, 2, last 1. Now take your legs long, we're coming into a plank. Shoulders back and down. Remember, you can drop your knee if you need to. Pick up your right arm, flex your left foot to pick up your left leg, go, boom. And lower down, ooh, lots of core. And change, left arm, right leg, and lower. And again, right arm, left leg, and lower. Left arm, are you breathing? Right leg. 2 more. Navel up and in. Pause, and lower. 1 more. Feel those abs. And lower. Set your knees down. Child's pose. Good job. Take a breather. Allow your chest to fall through. Relax your forehead on the mat. Your heart rate should be up. Tuck your tailbone under, and let's roll up slowly, bone by bone. Beautiful. I'd like you now to take a seat. Extend your legs. Sit up nice and tall. Tuck your tailbone under, and you're going to lean back slightly. So make sure you're not doing this. Close your ribs, and you want a rounded lower back here. So if you have hyperextended elbows, I suggest you keep your fingers here. That's going to protect your elbow joint. Otherwise, take the position of your hands that feels good for your body. I'm going to stay here. You will feel your arms, shoulders are working too. Take a breath in, pull your navel up and towards your spine. Exhale, drive up by lifting your hips. And you want to aim to get a straight line with the front line of your body. Hold, lots of glutes, lots of hamstring. Tap down. Now if that isn't too much for you, 1 foot is down. Let's go up again, squeezing the butt and lift. So this is your option if you need it. And lower down. If you're on one leg, you're going to alternate. Otherwise, both heels stay on, squeeze the buttocks and lift. Pause, look down your body, and lower down. 2 more. Take your tailbone under, squeeze the buttocks and drive up. Try and hit that long line at the top and look down your body, keep your neck safe, and tap down. 1 more like this, squeeze the buttocks and lift, and I want you to hold it up. Gonna pick up your right knee, bring it in, lower down. Keep your hips lifted, then the left. Try not to lock out with the back of that knee. You'll want to, don't flare your ribs. Look down your body, that's too much, just hold it. 2 more, squeeze the buttocks. 1 more, hold it here, and set your hips down. Beautiful. Shake out your arms, make a soft fist. You might have felt your wrist joint there, and just circle in one direction, and then let's go in the other direction. Beautiful. Come onto your stomachs now. I'd like you to lie down, cross your hands, and I'd like you to lower your forehead on your hands. Your legs will be hip distance apart. Let's think about the Pilates triangle here. Pubic bone, hip bones form the triangle. Make sure they don't leave the mat. I'd like you to activate your glutes. It'll be about a 35% glute squeeze. As you turn your heels inwards, rotate your knees outwards. And I'd like you to balance rest your head on your arms. So let's draw the navel up and off the mat. So try not to let your belly button touch the mat. On the exhale, you're going to float your right leg only and lower down. Then your left. So keep going. You're alternating. On the exhale, you lift. Inhale and lower. Now I want you to think about not allowing your belly button to touch the mat. And think about lengthening your leg out of your hip before you lift it. And you should be feeling your glutes here, your hamstrings. Don't bend your knee to get your leg up. Now, if it's available, let's try both legs. Exhale, lift, hold, and lower down. 3 more. Squeeze the buttocks, lift, and lower down. 2 more. Breathing out and lower down. Last one. Lift and lower down. Now we're going to add the upper body. So you're going to take your arms in front of you into a wide V. Exhale, you're going to float your arms and legs off. Hover and hold for 4, 3, 2, and release everything down. Keep those abs engaged. 3 more. Exhale, squeeze the buttocks. Don't bend your knees. Use your mid and upper back muscles to lift. Hold. 4, 3, 2, and release down. Relax your shoulders. 2 more. Now if your back is loading, just keep your forehead down and just lift your legs. 2, 1, and release down. 1 more. Exhale, navel up and in. Your head and neck come up with the rest of your body. Pause and release down. Place your hands back, one on top of each other. Lower your forehead and bring your feet together. Well, slight, not so wide, probably a little smaller than hip distance. Going to bend your right knee for me. Going to float your thigh bone off the mat, but your hip bone stays on. Then you're going to extend that leg for me and lower down. And then we're going to change. Left leg. Float your thigh bone off. Keep your hip bone on. Extend and lower down. Right leg. Bend. Lift. Push your hip bone into the mat. Extend and lower down. Then the left. Hip bone stays on. Hamstrings and glutes are working to lift that leg. Lengthen and lower down. Bend. Float the thigh bone off. Make sure as you lift your thigh bone off, it's not coming into your lower back. So how do you stop that? By pulling your navel up and towards your spine. Lift, extend, and lower. 2 more. Right leg. Lift, extend, squeeze the buttocks. Go full length now. 1 more. Lift, extend, and lower down. Hands underneath your chest. Up you come, press back into child's pose. So let's just release that spine, anchor your sit bones to your heels. Forehead on the mat, relax your shoulders and breathe. Beautiful, tuck your tailbone under and let's roll up bone by bone. Good job guys, let's come onto all fours now. Spread your fingertips, shoulders above your wrists, knees underneath your hips. You're going to take let's do the right first. Take the right leg behind you. Feel the weight shift onto the left side, but bring it into the center. Make sure your hips and shoulders are square. You're going to lift your right leg up and lower down. So I don't mind how high you lift your leg, as long as you're not opening your right hip. And you want to lift a long leg. Don't bend your knee. Breathing out and in. 5 more. 5 and tap. 4, extend your toes. Is everything square? 2 more. Last one, keep your leg going, but now you're going to lift your left arm with your right leg and tap it down. So notice what had to happen for you to initiate lifting that arm with the leg, a lot more abdominal control. Make sure you're not collapsing through your lower back, and I'm feeling a lot of glute. 5 more. 5, and tap. 4, don't collapse through your lower back. If your hip is opening, lower your leg. 2 more. Last one, hold it up. Keep your arm here. If you need more support, land your hand on the mat, flex your foot. Take your leg out to the side. Hold it there. Let's pulse it. Up and down. Let's go. 10, 9, 8. Long arm. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it. Come back to the center. Lengthen. And come back onto all fours. Good job. Let's do that on the other side. Take your left leg behind you. We're going to lift up and tap it down. Up and tap it down. And notice each side of the body. Do they feel different or do they feel the same? Make sure you're not collapsing through that lower back. Elbow joint is soft, but the arms are straight. 4 more. 3, navel up and in. 2. Last one, keep the leg going. Extend your right arm and tap it down. So arm and leg move together. Navel up and in. Breathe. Out and in. 5 more and tap. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hand down. Pick up your leg. Flex the foot. Take your leg out to the side. Let's pulse. Lifting up and down. 10, 9. Everything square. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Come back to the center. Lengthen. Remember your arm could be lifted there. And lower down. Child's pose. And breathe. Beautiful. Soften your jaw. Relax your face. Tuck your tailbone under and slowly roll back up. Beautiful. Well done, guys. Hope you felt lots of glutes and legs. And I look forward to seeing you in day 10. And as always, I'd like to hear your feedback. Bye for now.